What's up? Good morning, guys. How we doing? Good to see you. It is Pharaoh Friday. You are looking at an NQ 5-minute chart. We are, of course, trading Nasdaq futures here today. We've got 220 left here on Big Bar 15. And we'll see if we got something to put on here. What's up, guys? How we doing? Good morning. Javaz, Brandon, Christian, John D. What's up, guys? Good to see you. Everybody coming on in. Sergio, hey, Big Alert. What's up, brother? Roy, how we doing? All right, 15, give us a nice bull pop. And then I've got a present for you. ATR, by the way, is 70. Love to see it. Love to see it. If you normally, by the way, trade, I know some of you out there do, arguably a bit too big, you gotta size down on a day like today. But if you trade relatively small per account, normally, if it makes you at all uncomfortable, size down. But you shouldn't be blowing accounts on one or two trades. You know, I know a lot of people do. All right, 15. Let's see what we get. Range so far on this bar is about 35 points only, not large. So let's see how it closes up. All right, 35 seconds out, 15 giving us a bit of a pop. Relatively clean setup. I don't mind if it's a shrinking bull body because it's a high volatility environment. 71 on the ATR, right? I mind if it's a sizably shrinking, or I guess a noticeably, very noticeably shrinking body when ATR is normal. When things are expanding, I can deal with it a little more, but that doesn't change the fact that I need it to be a very clean close out of the bulls here out of bar 15. This is also, of course, a trend environment. So considering that as well, so let's see what 15 gives us here. I'll place that. Beautiful. I'll give that about 20 seconds to see if we can get a fill. 20 because it's a big shrinking bull body. But the range itself on the bar is, over 40 points. Now, if that range was in a normal volatility environment and the range on 15 was 8 points, I would not be putting that out. And we will get a fill. Suck this guy down. Boom, right there. And see if we can get a push here out of the bulls. Again, ATR 67. We're gonna get at least one R here out of this trade. Come on, big bulls, what you got? Keep that moving! Yeah, minimum for me here is 1R. Getting close, not quite there. Boom! There is a full R out there. Damn good trade. All right, moving on. See what we got next. Good morning! Off the rip, baby. All right, let's see what 16 here brings. Sixteen's getting to be a pretty sizable body here. Hold up. That's right, AB. Good trade, good trade. Let's keep it pushing. Billy, been watching the stream for the last month, past second eval yesterday, moving on to the third. Keep that pushing. Let's get you 20 fundeds. Payouts 3 times a day, baby. All right, this bar is getting big. So in order for me to take this, that's what I'm gonna have to size down. So let's see if I got time. I got plenty of time. We got 2 minutes to size down. But you know I gotta. All right. Well, okay. That bar is 95 points. I have sized down all the accounts in case we have to take this. Because you know if we get it, I gotta. Let's see what we get. Well, I sized down AK because that's about a 100-point bar. Bar 15 was a 40-point bar. Does bar 16 deserve 2.5 times more risk than bar 15 as we continue to push? No, it doesn't. It's just another quality setup, but it doesn't require, or I guess, deserve 2.5 times more risk than bar 15. That's how you end up win, 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 lose, break even. Because you're taking 2.5 times, 3 times, 4 times the risk on an equal quality setup. Maybe it's, 20% better as far as the setup is concerned. It's not 250% better. No setup there on bar 16. Big ol' wick. Now, by the way, in a range, your average risk in a range trade, I just talked to the Tomb about this last night. Your average risk in a range trade should be a little bit less dollar-wise than your average risk on a continuation trade, just because on continuation, the edge tends to be a little beefier. Little beefier in continuation. But, people want rules. RAM has a lot of rules. Well, not a lot. RAM has a set of rules, kind of a short list of rules that keeps the decision-making easy. But as far as exactly what do you risk in a range versus a trend, if I gave you a number, I'd be lying to your ass because you guys see what I do. This is, there's a lot of discretion here. It's very subjective. Like yesterday, it was bar, I went over this on the Tomb Talk. It was bar 25 on yesterday's NQ chart. If you care to look, otherwise just listen to the story. It was a really great bull. It was a soft bear channel was the context of the day at that time. Bar 25 on the close of it yesterday on NQ. Nasdaq futures, right? And we're counting bars since the New York Open. So bar 25 closed as a second consecutive, at least second, bull body in the upper third of the soft bear channel. You had two decisions you could have made there within RAM. You could have sold it and shorted it, risking the high of, I think it was bar 19. I forget, I think it was 19. Risking the wick high of 19, that made sense. It was a 1-to-1 reward to risk with a pretty good probability of success on that. Or you could have waited, you could have said, let's see if 26 breaks higher and gives me a continuation trade. Waiting for 26 and shorting 25 yesterday were totally both valid. The wrong thing within RAM was to get long on 25. Why do I bring that up? Because there's discretionary decisions to make, and the way that you get there is by asking more questions, taking more trades, putting in more screen time. It's not complicated, it's just a development process. It doesn't have to take, a year. You can get there relatively quick. Well, beautiful little trade, buying the close of 15 to start the stream. But we want more! What's up, James? $2,000 profit today. Good work. Good work. Yeah, Freddie, so I do the Tomb, the live trainings. I do Tomb Talks every day, every evening. And then I do the live trainings with Tomb members at 3 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. And I'll tell you something, even if you're like, oh, it's an impossibility, I can't make that. It doesn't really matter because you can still ask questions every day that are considered for the Tomb Talks. So it's not like you lose access to me. And it's all archived. You can watch it whenever you want, 24 hours a day, if you want. So it really doesn't matter, but that's when we do it. Scott, yes, sir. Close of 14, absolutely a valid RAM setup, 100%. Yes, sir. But you got to consider the range of that bar, and if you need to size down, because you according to RAM on 14, if you're going to buy the close of 14 with a stop limit buy one tick above the wick high on the close and the open into 15, you have to risk the signal bar, which is the wick low 14, plus, which is really minus an additional point. That's how I do it. So if you need to size down in order to put that trade on, you got to size down, but 14 is still totally a valid RAM entry. So is 15. That's the beauty of trends, by the way, is when you look at a trend in hindsight, there's oftentimes like a whole bunch of RAM entries. And if you took all of them, great. If you took 3 out of, 8, great. But just try to take as many as you can, as many as you see. But, eventually you got to get up and refill your coffee. You got to go to the bathroom. That's okay. We're traders to have convenient lives that we enjoy. We're not traders to be complete slaves to the computer. Although I know sometimes it feels that way. That's not the point. The point is to have such massive leverage that you can go, talk to your wife for 45 minutes and chill at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday if you choose, because that's why you're doing this. No, the live training for Tomb members is at 3 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays. And then every evening I do a Tomb Talk, which is basically a Q&A. And then sometimes I throw in my own insight if I see something important, like a lesson I want to talk about of the day. And that is a video private to Tomb members that goes out every evening. It's like a Tomb member daily Q&A about the chart, psychology, and then my own insights. That's every day. And then the live training on a particular topic, which is a full hour, and then it gets archived, is Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern time. But again, it's all archived, so if you can't make that time, it really doesn't matter. But we love to have you guys there live. All right, Big 18. Good work. Good work. You know, it's crazy. It's shocking to me how many people, and you know, sometimes I gotta tell myself, like, okay, you know, slow down on assuming that everyone knows everything, because I give you guys a lot of credit. In my head, you guys are the fucking shit. You know what you're doing. And then I gotta say, okay, you know, what would beginner, intermediate Nico need? And it's like, well, I can't just say ATR necessarily all the time and move on, assuming everyone knows, because some people don't know that. And I don't like when people do that to me. So it's like, but as far as sizing down, you know, it's not surprising early on that people don't know that. But when volatility's higher, you got to think logically. The edge might increase a little bit when volatility's higher. It will. But is it increasing enough to warrant, to justify 4 times the dollar amount risk on a similar grade setup just because the volatility's higher? No, because if you're risking the signal bar, and the signal bar yesterday was 20 points, and today it's 80 points, if you stay the same size, you gotta understand, you're risking 4 times the dollar amount on the same similar quality trade. Maybe on the higher volatility trade, the edge increases a little. It's not increasing by 4x. So don't do that. You size down a little in those situations. You have to. You don't necessarily have to match it 1-to-1, because again, the edge does increase a little bit in higher volatility environments, especially a trend like this. But you got to make it reasonable. It can't be, you know, 8x the dollar amount risk. Yep, Stratted, I would call this a trend from bar 12. Well, I wouldn't call it a trend from bar 12. I'd call it a trend from about bar 14, 15. But this is now through 16, a bull trend. This may widen out. Very commonly, bull trends and bear trends will widen out into a soft bull channel or bear channel in the bear trend case. So yeah, if I was going to go short right now, this is a really, really helpful tip that will save you guys a lot of money and help you make a lot more money. And save on drawdown. When you're in a bull trend within RAM, do not go short until you get at least 2. They better be damn clean. But more realistically, in most cases, 3 consecutive bear bars that are reasonably clean and presents a decent bear continuation setup. I don't think in a hard bull trend, you should be shorting a single bear body. It's just, it has negative expected value no matter almost how you slice it, because the probability in a trend is so good for the bulls. It might be 60, 65, 70 in some cases %. And you don't want to fight that. I get it. Listen, in the early days, everyone's a contrarian. Because a lot of us are smart who come into trading. You're like, ha, suckers. I'm going to short this bitch, and it's going to be 24-5 by the end of the day. Well, maybe, but can you time it well? You know, the answer is probably not. And if you do, you probably got kind of lucky. So you got to wait for the more, confirmed trade if you want to go opposite the trend. So in a big bull trend, you got to wait for at least 2 super clean. More realistically, 3 consecutive bear bars, red bars that are closing, especially the signal body, closing clean, ideally growing. And then when you're pulling back from a trend, if we have not tested the 20 EMA, this is another nuance inside of RAM. Volume weighted average price, the 20 EMA, just pick one. I choose the 20 EMA. We haven't tested it since bar 2. So if we got those 3 consecutive bear bodies, it happens a lot that it's going to be right in the face of the 20 EMA. And sometimes the bulls can muster up enough confidence to use that as a spot to try to bounce. So I prefer to wait until we're through there or still have plenty of room to get there in order to short coming back from a bull trend. Vice versa in a bear trend. This all just repeats. It all just repeats. All right. Well, we got one trade under our belt here. Good one. Now we gotta wait for setup number 2. First reasonable thing we can do, we're doing it. Yeah, I did. Okay, so the EMAs, no matter what the context is, I could never, ever, I did this years ago, I could never make any EMA work. Just using the EMA, no context, no price action. The only reason I use the EMA is A, so I have something, so I don't get dizzy looking at the chart. But also, it'll keep me out of a trade every once in a while that looks like it might have positive expected value, but might be a break-even setup if it's coming into the first test of like a 20 EMA like all day, like we would have here if we got a bear setup closing at 24,975 right now. To me, if we got a big price action pullback, like I just said, 3 consecutive bear bodies, clean, growing, closing at 24,980, for example. No matter how you slice it, dice it, do it up, I think shorting is break even, and I think longing is break even with a big enough sample size. You gotta wait. Because the price action is tilting it one direction, and then the 20 EMA, the first test of it, maybe tilts it back a little bit, and it's not. Neither of them are good enough in that context. So would I be buying, a retest of the 20 EMA just because it's a retest of the 20 EMA? On NQ, no, I would not personally. That is not a RAM congruent thing to do. Now, I'm sure there's someone out there who has some kind of methodology using an EMA that works. I could never find it. So I went straight to the source, baby. Price action. All right, well, let's see what 20 does. We got tiny bear body, doji. Better bear body, though, worth noting, 19 did close inside of the wick low of 18. How many of you guys, by the way, kind of like raise your hand in the chat if you're getting to the point now, you guys know, like when I'm looking at charts, it's just kind of like, oh, by the way, yeah, this closed inside of this. Oh, this is clean. 15 shrinking. We, take that, risk this. How many of you are getting to the point where you can look at most charts, NQ, ES, gold, and basically know exactly what to do, or at least what your two options are without thinking very hard? Like, you pick up on these things immediately. Like, yeah, 19 closed inside of 18. We got to take that into consideration. If 20 gives us a setup, I want to see 20 close with plenty of room to the 20 EMA. How many of us are at that point? It shouldn't, this won't take you decades, but it's not going to take you a few days either. You got to put in the screen time and you'll get to that point. And let me tell you something. It's a really good feeling and it's really low stress. My experience trading today, not like experience in terms of like years and screen time, but my day-to-day experience when I'm trading today is worlds different from what it was when I started. I'm very low stress. I'm enjoying myself. I'm having fun doing what I'm doing. I like it. It wasn't like this. It wasn't like this. I do not like being stressed and unsure and confused when I'm trading. It's not enjoyable. How many of you guys know exactly what I'm talking about? That feeling. It's fun for the first few days because it's like adrenaline, right? And then at some point it gets to the point where you're like, dude, if I do this for 20 years, I'm gonna have a fucking heart attack. I don't like this anymore. This is not enjoyable because you're also not making money at that point. All right, minute 25 out here from Big Bar 20. No, Pat, the amount of risk spread that I do, it has nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. The reason why you're able to be stress-free when trading, the only way you're going to get there is not these videos that are like, if you want to be psychologically confident in your trading, you have to look in the mirror, spin around 3 times, smack yourself in the cheek with your right hand, tell yourself you're profitable. It's like, oh my God. At some point, this is like a weird thing that you're doing. No, the way that you become psychologically confident and less emotional in your trading is you have a track record of doing things that make you money. And the only way to get there is to trade a logical methodology and be consistent with your decision making. The only way you can get there is by sizing down and brute forcing your way through 1 to 2 weeks of forced discipline with small size. Then you will start to see, oh shit, I went from losing to break even. Or I was break even, I made money last week. And then it becomes easy to be disciplined. Whether you're trading prop, personal, 1 prop account, 30 prop accounts, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you know that you have the track record and you've done this before. The confidence snowballs. I often make the comparison of like, if somebody wants to lose weight. You see it all the time. People can't for like years. And then all of a sudden they're like, I'm just gonna brute force commit. Fuck, this is gonna suck for 2 weeks, but I'm gonna do it. And then they get on the scale and they're down, 11 pounds. They don't care. They're like, yeah, someone's like, oh, it's all water. They're like, I don't give a fuck. I look better. I feel better. When I look in the mirror, I feel good about myself. And that's all they need. And then they lose 100. It just took a little bit of traction, like getting a car out of the mud. Stick the board under the rear wheel, get a little traction, then it goes. It goes from spinning to completely out very quickly. You just need traction. The only way to get traction is to get a little teeny weeny bit of a track record. Tiny bit. Commit to a methodology that you find logical, that makes sense in your brain. Size down, trade it for a week, 2 weeks. Yeah, maybe a week is all you need to get that little bit of traction. But straight up, most of you won't do it. And by the way, this is coming from a place like, I think one of, like, if I could say this, I think one of the things that people have resonated most with me over the last 4 or 5 years on the internet is trading psychology. So, this is not coming from a guy who this came easy to. You don't ask Ronnie Coleman how he got his biceps. He doesn't fucking know how he got his, he trained like a motherfucker, ate the food, and he was Ronnie Coleman. We are not Ronnie Coleman, homeboy. So the psychology did not come easy to me. I'm just telling you that it came actually pretty fucking hard. And that was the solution, right? To have a track record. It's not some special thing like you have to do this. Oh, wait, you're not journaling? Dude, get a journal, start journaling your fucking feelings. That will fix your psychology. I don't know, maybe it'll help a little bit, but you know what's really gonna fix your psychology? Knowing that you're good at this. Having undeniable proof that you make money when you do the right thing. That's gonna make you keep doing the right thing. All right, 48 seconds out from the close of 21. Good question, Rain. This is a very good question. I have thought about this a lot. So for those of you guys who don't know, with a lot of copy traders, there's an orders mode and an executions mode, or they call it some variation. Executions mode is orders only go out on the leader. And then when the leader does something, all the followers do the same thing at market. Orders mode is the orders go out on all the stop, the entry and the take profit. They go out on all the accounts. So now you have all these orders out. And listen, there's a huge problem with orders mode. Anyone guess what the problem is? Sure, you might get slightly more reliable fills because you're putting a limit order out instead of market orders. But Are we going to sit here and say that NQ has massive spreads? A big gap between the bid and the offer? No, it's fine. You can make money with market orders on the followers. Is it perfectly ideal? No. But you know what's not ideal and way worse is when you use order mode and you go to enter and you're running 25 accounts and only 18 of them get filled. And now you have 7 accounts, you're trying to move your stop, but now you have 7 accounts with orders out that didn't get filled, and now everything's out of sync, and it's a fucking disaster. Disaster. I use executions mode, and I just accept the fact that I'm using market orders in the followers, and I don't care. I don't care, because we still make money. It's fine. Again, perfectly ideal? No. But NQ is so liquid that, like, it's not really that big of a deal. It's not that big of a difference. You get fine fills. That's the benefit. NQ is so liquid that the fills are fine. The bid-ask is very, very tight on NQ, basically always. So I use executions mode. I don't know. Maybe there'll be a use case for orders mode in the future. Right now, execution's the way to go. Especially if you're using, I'd say, you know, more than like 3 or 4 accounts. Christian, good work, brother. She's talking about Christian, our boy. Yeah, Christian's been improving, dude. I can see it. I can see it. Homeboy's on his way. Minute 50 out. Yep, rain. Uh-huh. Yep. That's the benefit of orders mode. But the problem with orders mode, again, is at least on half your trades, everything's going to go out of sync. It's a pain, dude, because not everything's going to fill at the exact same split second, right? So, you know, I don't know. If you have really unreliable internet, maybe you should try to use orders mode, where orders go out on all the accounts. Knock on wood, I do not trade on Wi-Fi. I trade on wired Ethernet. It's pretty damn reliable. And if you wanted to go nuts, you could have a switch. You could have 2 internet service providers and backup power. Of course, you still have, if you really need something, you have a mobile hotspot. But I mean, listen, yeah. Look, if your stuff is reasonably reliable and you're making money, just make money. Don't solve problems that don't exist yet. You guys know what I believe in. Go, move. Just move forward, push. Fuck, I blew my accounts. Go, 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 go. Fix what you did wrong. Oh, you were trading too big? Size down and go. Forget about it. There's nothing you can do about it. All offense. Defense keeps you small. Defense does not win in business or trading. I'm not gonna classify stop losses as defense. What I mean is taking, you know, 8 weeks to buy an eval to get started because you're like, well, what if it goes on a better sale? Who gives a shit? Your goal is to make millions of fucking dollars, is it not? Even if your goal is to make a few $100,000. The eval is $40, big dog. Go, play offense, move. There's gonna be issues that arise. Solve them later. Just make money. Chris H, another payout on Apex. Good work. All right, 255. Let's see how 23 closes up. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Good. Let's see what we get. This is Ninja Trader. I like Ninja Trader, man. Minute 15. All right. All right, we are 42 seconds out. We've got big bar 23 here. 4 consecutive bull bodies, really 2 consecutive clean bull bodies. If we can get a nice reasonable close out of bar 23, meaning not so much wick, then I've got a stop limit buy for the bulls, and I'll place it as close as I can to the wick high of bar 23 for a nice ram continuation setup. All right, let's go ahead and get the copy trader engaged. 12 seconds here. Range on this bar so far, about 70, 73 points. Get that stop limit buy out. Boom, plant him. Beautiful plant too. Give us a fill. That deserves at least 25, if not 30 full seconds. What a plant. Right on the roll over there we go. Pull him back, move him upside. And then put him where I actually want him. Yeah. All right, bulls! ATR 59, about 60. See what you got, bulls. We'll see. This trade might take its time a tad because I gotta tell you, I'm basically looking for a full ATR. Which is gonna take some moving here. So we will let it do its thing. and see what the bulls can put together for us. But ATR is 60, so things are moving. There you go, bulls. Whole bunch more work to do, bulls. Yeah, and a full ATR here is what I would like. The minimum that I would take here. There you go. Still got lots of work to do, bulls. ATR 62. Get us up through the 40s in the money, into the 50s in the money. All right, bulls, take a little breather and give us a big old push. All right. Bit of an insecure bull body out of 24. It's all right, bulls. No decision for me to make there, of course. If there was, we would have made it. Bulls, you have got a lot of work to do to clean this thing up. So again, for me, I'm looking for a minimum here. Minimum. Full ATR. ATR now is 58. Bulls had us about 40 points in the money. At that time, ATR was 62. And no decision, by the way, to do anything early. No additional buy signal out of RAM to move the stop. Nothing. So we let it work. All right, Bears, you can have that. That's all right. Bulls, about time, I think. About time to step in. Put these Bears to bed, babe. Oh, Bulls, you're putting me to bed. Bulls, step in, baby. Take this thing to 25-6. You guys know what I like. A whole bunch of slippage in my favor, baby. All right, moderate, small bear body closing there at 25. That would be the first bear body. Obviously, there's no decision for me to make on 25. So we let it go. Let it work. There you go. Job's not finished. Whole bunch of work left to do. Whole bunch. All right, we're about halfway through, by the way, bar 26. 2.5 minutes till this closes up. ATR, by the way, now sitting 57. All right, bulls. There you go. Keep that pushing! ATR 59. Again, for me, I'm looking to get at least the average range of a 5-minute bar. Again, that's ATR, which is 59 out of this trade. That's what I'm looking to get as a minimum. Alright, bulls. About time to do it to him. We don't even need 25-3. I just need a half reasonable push. Let's clear out that wick high at 24. Decent little close out of 26. I mean, we'll take it, right? But nothing special. All right, by the way, ATR is coming down. It's at 54, 55. Go, bulls. Go, go, go. Get up and go. There you go. Push! Damn it, I want my money now! Go! We don't even need 25-3, man. Quite a bit less, actually. All right, ATR 55, 56. There you go. 56. Oh, you balls! Bunch of babies. Keep that thing moving. Bear's trying to form a little single bar trading range. Now for me, again, I don't make a decision until a management decision comes up, right? I think you start making too many decisions, you start convincing yourself of things that would not trigger an action out of you if you were flat. Which to me, that doesn't make a whole lot of logical sense, at least based on a big sample size. Bulls, I want to see some confidence. All right, Bears, you've had your fun. Time has come. Bulls, I think that's about your cue. Oh, you bunch of babies. Well, so far we've been within... Well, the ATR was higher at that point, so at best we've been within 15 points of taking profit, being allowed to take profit. Bulls can't get it done! But those Bears, they gotta earn it, man. They don't get it out of me that easy. Oh, you baby bulls. Pissing me off. Oh, let's step in. Keep that thing pushing. We close at 28 here, 3 minutes out. In a bull trend, which is the bigger picture, I mean, it's a bull trend widening into a soft bear channel, right? I'd only be getting short if I were flat, if we got 3 consecutive clean bear bodies. Not to mention, we also have that 20 EMA, which I would cut this trade well before, obviously on the break of the wick low of 23. But as far as decision making, you guys know my management decisions come from basic buy-sell decisions if I were flat, and then I apply it to while I'm sitting in a position. So most likely, as far as management, things would really have to thread the needle for me to be cutting this thing early. Because I would not be shorting the close of 28 if it closed like right here. Because the context is soft bull channel, right? So we let it work. And we see if these babies that are the bulls can step in and get the job done for us, bulls. It's not looking too good, is it? Those sons of guns. Bulls, I want to see a whole bunch of cocky confidence. Step in. Flip this thing up to 25-3. Sometimes you just gotta talk to them a little bit. The Bulls need a little caressing sometimes. They do. They do. They're a more sensitive bunch. The Bears, man, are fucking brutal. But the Bulls, you gotta kind of pet their head a little bit, scratch them behind the ear, tell them they're doing a good job. And they might get some work done for you. All right, Bulls, you're doing some good work here. Just need a little more push out of you. Be gentle with Bulls. All right, ATR, by the way, now sitting at 55. All right, Bulls, if we could just get through the wick highs. 24 and 27. Then we're pretty free and clear. Now, even if this does end up, you know, more longer term staying as a trading range. Our entry, by the way, if you're just joining us, was we bought, or I bought, the close of 23, or 23 with a stop limit buy above the wick high. Or I guess the close, because there's not much of a wick there. Since then, we've been close to getting what we need 2 times. This would be the third if the Bulls can do it. ATR 52. That's the beauty, is I don't even really need a break out of the trading range, I just need an attempt. Because it's wide enough to put me where I need. There you go, Bulls. All right, we've been here before. We've been up to about 40, 45 points in the money twice. This would be 3. ATR 53. All right, Bulls. All right, small little bull body close. Still not a single decision bar. So we let it work. All right, ATR is down from 62, which I believe was the peak-ish, while we're in this trade, down to now about 50-51. So keeping an eye on that. Still a tremendous ATR, but now, listen, I know in a trading range like this, I get this. This is one of the most common questions I get because this happens to everybody. You enter a good bar like 23, and then it just so happens the market tends to doesn't tend to, but it happens in that moment to turn into kind of a sideways trading range. So it's like, well, what do you do? And I think most people in my shoes right now, they overmanage. Regardless of how this trade turns out, I think most people overmanage. They try taking profit right now. They're like, 2,000 bucks is 2,000 bucks. Yeah, I'm not interested in 2,000 bucks. I'm interested in my edge that will pay me way more than that by retaining it. Okay. Now, another common question. Hey, should you move the stop to the wick low of 28? I don't. I wait until I get a bar that tells me to do something, whether it's move my stop up on a ram continuation bull body, that would be a buy if I were flat. But since I'm in a trade, I would move my stop up 1 point beneath the wick low of that signal bar. Of course, we haven't had any of those. And if I get a valid short entry while still in the trade, then I cut it early if it has not already stopped me out. Okay, otherwise, it will either stop me or I'll hit take profit. There's only 4 things that really I can do. And 2 things, well, I guess there's 1 thing that isn't closing the trade. And then there's closing the trade early, and then there's closing it where my stop is, and then there's taking profit where my take profit has been the whole time, which is 1 ATR, which is a little dynamic. ATR is falling, 47 now, so keeping an eye on that. But I think if you try to over-optimize, what you end up doing is getting chopped up, because you end up trying to convince yourself, oh, you know, I can move to break even. I should move to break even. Well, break even's the middle of the range, and has your original entry of 23 really shown something that you should be out by now? Now, if you're a scalper, the answer is, well, once I notice bar 27 close and I think this could be a single bar trading range, then I close it. That's fine. I think most people overmanage. Again, I keep it very, very simple. It treats me well, and I only make decisions when I need to according to the RAM framework. Another way to put this is, if you wouldn't do anything in a sideways trading range when you're flat, why would you do something in a sideways trading range when you're in a trade? If the original entry hasn't broken, meaning given you a short entry, right? If you're currently long like I am. I think that that's logical. Otherwise, you end up convincing yourself of things that aren't there and closing trades that end up still having edge. At the end of the day, man, do whatever you want, but this works for me. All right, ATR is 48. Bulls, finish the job. I don't need a breakout, by the way. In a trading range, each attempt at a break has about a 20% chance of breaking. Breaking means breaking and going. Breaking doesn't mean just attempting to push through. All I need is an attempt to push through, pull it at 1 ATR, and then if it goes back into a trading range, I really don't care. Which, by the way, that's another reason why I do nothing in a situation like this until I have to do something. Bulls! Do it to them! ATR 49. Just a little muster up just enough confidence. Take that baby through just a tad. Don't need much. All right. Decent close. That's still in the range. Well, that better than a full ATR. We got about 52, 53 points. ATR was 46. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now listen, not every one of those kind of trades is going to work. But again, for me, this works for me. Midterm, long term, as the sample size gets bigger, this works for me. When the edge has not shown you that there's now more edge to the short side, I choose to do nothing. Is that optimal? I mean, I don't know what's optimal, right? I mean, every trading day is a little bit different. All I know is that in a trading range, it's basically 50-50, but this has been in a bull trend all morning. Okay, so is it 50-50? No, it's not really 50-50. So the only time I'm going to do something is if I have to cut that thing early because it's like, oh, I would short that if I were flat, but I'm sitting long, so I cut it early. So I let it work until I have to make a decision within the RAM framework. It keeps it simple. It keeps things relatively low stress, and it works well for me over time. All right, again, do whatever you want, but I think really a lot of people overmanage. All right, good trade. Moving on. Let's see what Big Bar 33 here brings. All right. Okay, so this might end up turning into more of a, I'd love to see it return to a bull trend. It might end up more of a soft bull channel if, of course, 33 and 34 can hold. 33 would be the first close if it can, outside of this little trading range that then formed. So I'm probably going to wait for 34 unless 33 gets really impressive here in the next minute 45. All right, Wikibull close out of 33. All right, well, I'll be back in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. See what else we get. What's up? Welcome back. So for all the suckers who left while I was gone, they are going to miss out on a giveaway here. Should we give away an account or two? What do you guys think? What do we think? A couple of good trades so far today. 14, 15,000. Pretty good day here so far. So let's give away an account here. What do we think? Disqualified. Just kidding. Okay, who has an idea? How should we enter today? How should we enter? Toss out ideas. The quicker we pick an idea, the quicker someone's getting their shit. What do we think? What do we think? No one has any ideas, huh? Guess we'll sit and wait. Ooh, Levi. All right. You will have 60 seconds. Make sure we're good. We have a whole lot of good options. Here's what we'll do. We will have 60 seconds to enter as many times as you want. We don't believe in tip sharing. We don't believe in team share, whatever the fuck they call it at these companies. We believe in performance. Damn it. So, if you can enter 1,000 times in 60 seconds, do I look like I care? Nope, you have a higher probability of winning. That's how we do it around here. But you can't code anything up to do it manually, or automated, I mean, because you don't know what it is yet. So here's what we're going to do. Okay? Here's where people start jumping on the bandwagon and just typing whatever someone starts spamming. All right, ready? None of that works, by the way. You are not entered. Here's what we do. You have 60 seconds, unlimited entries. And oh, by the way, we're giving away a magic code for Apex Trader Funding. You put it where you normally put code BIG if you win, and it makes any size evaluation that you want free. Understood? All right, 60 seconds to enter, unlimited entries, your favorite post-workout meal or thing to eat after exercise. There's a bunch of them. What's your favorite? 60 seconds, go! Oh man, we're gonna be glitching, aren't we? It's all right. All right. That's it. That's it. You're done. No more entries. Ready? Here we go. This is how we pick. I don't use code. I don't use some program to pick. Baby, we do it like a 3-year-old might. That's the most fair way to go. Ready? Round and round she goes. Here we go. Ooh, nobody. See how it's not highlighted? Nobody wins. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it Stratted. I don't want to hear it Bernard. Neither of you were highlighted. So guess what? We go again. Ready? Brandon! Steak, baby. A man after my heart. Brandon, hit me up, big dog. In Discord, join the free Discord, and I will, and then, you know, join and then go to daily discussion, say, hey, it's Big Brandon, give me my shit, homeboy, and I will. All right. Back to the charts. All right. Ooh. See? Now, time to prove a point. Big Brandon has already won one account in the past. Now, some people are in the chat are going to say, that's not fair. I should have won. I've never won an account. Bitch! He won fair and square. I don't care if you win 1,000 times in a row. You won. It's very clearly random. I'm not picking anybody. I'm just letting the mouse do its thing. All right, Brandon, I am going to send you a number in Discord. You're going to hit me back with that same number in the YouTube chat. And then I'm going to say, all right, here's your shit. $29384. Big Brandon, there's your code, homeboy. Love it. All right. Back to the charts. All right, 37. Got anything good for us or what? ATR has fallen a bit, down to 42. It's funny to say 42 is falling, especially coming into midday, because that's a damn good ATR this time of day. Love it. You guys haven't yet, man, hit like on the stream. Please do so. I appreciate you doing it. It's free, and it helps out tremendously. All right. Well, let's watch this bar here. See if something interesting happens, and then maybe we'll do another giveaway, huh? Do we do another one? I don't know. I don't know if you guys want me to do another one. All right, fine. We'll do another giveaway. Oh, wait a sec. Oh, shit. Hang on. I messed up. Brandon, you won, big dog. No worries. But hang on. I gotta go back. When we did the giveaway, now we can only do this if they're both still here. Does anyone know what I'm gonna say? When I landed in between those two, if they're both still here, we got some. We gotta do something here. Are they both still? Who was it? I gotta look. Okay, it was. I landed right. Okay, Stratted and Bernard, are both of you still here? I'm gonna give you like a minute to say yes, we're both still here. And if they are, man, we've got a death match to do. Golden bar, baby. Okay, Stratted is here. Bernard, are you still here? They gotta both be here, otherwise we can't do it. Because it landed right between them. Oh, they're still here, baby! All right, Bernard and Stratted, are both of you in a position to do the golden bar? Fucking death match. Who's got it? Are we both ready to do this? Can we do this? Bernard and Stratted. Or are we in a meeting right now? You guys don't know the golden bar? We don't know the golden bar? Okay, let's do it. DeBull, you're a fucking creep, big dog. You come in here asking for money, you're gone! Make it yourself in the market! We don't believe in team share. I believe in performance. Come back with a new account and a new attitude, homeboy. All right, here's what the golden bar is. This right now on the 1 minute chart. Switch to the 1 minute chart. Stratted, everybody, switch to the 1 minute chart. Stratted, Bernard, 1 minute chart. This is bar 187. The golden bar is gonna be on bar 188, okay? I need you two to decide who is bullish, who is bearish. On bar 188, not this bar on the 1 minute chart. The next bar. This one closes in 30 seconds. I need both of you to say, yes, I'm bullish. The other one says, yes, I'm bearish. And then you got 25 seconds. Lock it down. What's up? Put it in the chat. The next bar. Bernard is bull. Stratted, are you bear? All right. Bernard was first. Doesn't matter. Whoever's first gets it. So Stratted is bearish. Bernard is bullish. Here we go. However, this one closes up, baby. And by the way, if this closes as a true doji, they both get accounts. Okay? Let's see what we got. Stratted is the big bear. Bernard's the big bull. "25 seconds. Oh man. Oh man, Bernard. Bernard, it's looking good, big dog. Bernard! There's the rollover, big winner, Bernard. Stratted, better luck next time, big man. Bernard, say, what's up, dog, I'm here. Go to the free Discord. Type in daily discussions, say, hey, give me my shit. And I'll add you as a friend and I'll get you your stuff. Gotta love it. All right. Again, Bernard, go to the free Discord, homeboy. And I've got an account code for you. Back to the 5 minute in the meantime. All right, big 38. 58 seconds out. Yeah, Banjo, I can just see usernames, dude. It's a new YouTube feature. So Robert, Bernard, man. Free Discord, big man. Let's do it. All right, and we will do one more actual giveaway, as promised, by the way. All right, 3.5 minutes out from close of bar 39. Yeah, Javaz, you can't. You used to be able to. I think this was Apex. You used to be able to try to close it on the website. I think they stopped letting you do that, probably because they were having too many problems and people blaming them. Disconnect and reconnect your Apex connection if you're a Ninja Trader. If it's rhythmic, disconnect it, reconnect it, restart Ninja. That's all you can do. Usually that'll fix it. Hey, Bernard, big dog! Let's get moving! I gotta deliver, baby! Link to join is in the description of the stream. All right. You get it, Javaz? Well, market's back in basically a single bar trading range. All right, Bernard, is this you? Hey, Bernard, you gotta open up your friend requests. I can't send you one. I gotta deliver through DM. You gotta let me add you as a friend. So go into your settings in Discord and open the ability for people to send you friend requests. I will send you one and then I'll deliver. And do it now, please. Let's do it. All right, should we do the third giveaway? Should we do the third giveaway? All right, so I'm thinking. Now again, what's at stake here? A magical code that you put at Apex in the code box where you would normally write code BIG, B-I-G. You put this magic code in there and it makes any size eval that you want free. All right. So here's what we'll do. You will have 60 seconds, unlimited entries. You can enter as many times as you want in 60 seconds. Don't start until I say the geo word, and don't stop until I say stop. And here's how we will enter. You will say in the chat as many times as you can in 60 seconds. When you go full-time as a trader, or let's say you're making plenty of money from trading, and let's assume at this point your family is taken care of. You have the things you want. You're relatively stress-free when it comes to finances. Your life is set. I want you to think about you right now, big dog. You probably don't do this too often. You're probably always thinking about everybody else. Think about you. 60 seconds, unlimited entries. What is the one strictly selfish purchase you would like to make when you're making a lot of money from trading? Go. 60 seconds, unlimited entries. Go. Seen a lot of cool shit, man. We got a castle. supercar, New York City penthouse. I love it. You're thinking about you right now. Everyone else is taken care of because of you, big dog. Now it's time to treat yourself. All right, that's it. Cut it. We ready? We ready? Let's go. Oh, we went too high. This is previous to entries. This is previous to entries. Ready? Banjo, I'll get you one. Don't worry about it. Let's go down and do the actual giveaway now. Ready? Mill Doctor Supercar. Banjo, I'll get you an account. Doctor, you are the winner of the giveaway. Both you guys, go hit the Discord and let's do it. Banjo, I'll get you one. I'll get you one. That was my fault. And by the way, yes, I'm looking at the chart. That's the first close beneath there, bar 40, right here. We got to go one more, bar 41. We'll see if we get something. All right. Okay, now I've got 3 people to deliver. Okay, Bernard, I added you as a friend. You got to accept it. You got to accept it. And then I need you two to also hit the free Discord. And collect, baby. All right. And Banjo. All right, all 3 of you winners who have not collected yet, I've added you as friends. You better accept that. All right, here we go. Mill Doctor, I'm sending you a number. Send that back to me here in the YouTube chat. Three minutes out, by the way. All right, Mill Doctor, 39485. There you are, big dog. Mill Doctor is shipped, delivered. Other 2, where are you at? We ain't got all day. Let's go. Bernard, Banjo, accept that friend request. I'm waiting on you. All right, 240 out, by the way. Do it to him, Doctor. Do it to him. All right, Banjo, I'm sending you a number. Send that number back in the chat, the YouTube chat. All right, 60 seconds out, by the way, from the close of Big Bar 41. 00283 from Banjo. You're damn right, it's 00283. Banjo is delivered. All right, Bernard. Bernard, you have not accepted the friend request. Still pending. Still pending. You might have a friend request from a fake Wrench Capital, except mine. All right, well, here comes the rollover, 41. There he is. There is Bernard. Bernard, I'm sending you a number. I just sent you a number. Send it right back to me here in the YouTube chat. One, 2, 8, 4, 9. You're damn right. Bernard is shipped, delivered. He's got his code. All right. That was relatively painless, huh? Got it done, baby. Good work, guys. Go do it to him. All right. Well, 2 trades, 15,000 bucks. 3 giveaways. Wait. 4 giveaways. We gave away 4 accounts. Yes, we did. All right, guys. Good way to celebrate Pharaoh Friday. I'll tell you what. I will see you all right back here for Midas Monday, baby. Rest up this weekend. Do your job. If you're like, man, I like RAM, I'm not really catching on, join the tomb, dude. Fastest, best way to do it. A whole lot of people in there are already having a great time, making a lot of progress. Christian, talking about how much progress he's making. I see it, big dog. You are making extremely fast progress, and you are going to kill it in this industry. Same with a whole bunch of you other guys. All right, and ladies, all you guys, killing it. I will see you Midas Monday. Hey, again, rest up. You don't need to be on the floor shaking in cold sweats because you want to be trading Sunday afternoon. Chill out. I'll see you here Midas Monday. We'll have a good week. All right, guys, rest up. Do your job. See you soon.